Okay.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're good. We're good to go now.
Sick.
Surprise?
Surprise me.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, traditionally,
Wait, hold on a second. I don't have what name right.
Vanilla Sky, not Vanilla Skies. You pluralize
Every movie.
Every fucking thing.
Dude, I posted...
You're a middle-aged man.
Yeah. I posted the...
Squid Games.
It's not Squid Games?
Did you watch the show?
Yes. I've also watched Vanilla Skies. But when I was posting the last episode, I literally pluralized
Vertigos.
Parasites. And I had to edit it and take it out. It was
Is it like a psychological, like a mental disorder?
I feel like
Disorder.
I feel like just one of the title is not enough, and I'm overcompensating.
It's how
true.
you tell
That's
if
fair.
he's excited. If he
Yeah.
pluralizes.
Like my favorite game, Portals. Don't even let me get started about Portals.
Oh my god.
All
It's
right.
his sign, like in poker.
Yeah, it's my tell.
Yeah.
I've got many tells. All right, enough of that nonsense. John, hit us with it.
Okay. Traditionally, we start with some ratings. So 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, average of 5.2 out of 10.
That's not great.
Consensus reads derivative and full of pop culture in jokes.
It sounds like my comedy.
Yeah. But, okay, here we go. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave it an A-.
That's not like my comedy at all.
Here, yeah, definitely not. So that is more like it. Because remember we had that one last week where it was like the audiences hated it more than the critics?
Right.
That surprised me. This is more like it. All right. So this movie was criticized for perpetuating negative stereotypes of Italian Americans and its antagonists. Politician Bill Pascrell said the prevailing message is negative and they have to be held out to dry for it. I'm a very proud Italian American. When you stereotype me, it's like making fun of my grandparents.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, Bill.
C-Spot Run.
The Mario movie. I don't know the name of it.
No, come on, it's not even out yet, is it?
There's an
No,
old
the
one
original one.
with John Leguizamo.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious. That's
And then-
way worse than 35%.
You know what I find funny?
Is it a newer movie?
Don't define newer.
Like past 2 years.
No.
Okay.
Did you guys see when John Leguizamo was getting mad? Because I forget what the role even was, but like whoever the character was for Heritage wasn't actually that Heritage.
John Leguizamo got mad
Yeah.
at this?
And then he played Mario.
Is he not Italian?
No,
He played Luigi.
he played Luigi.
He's tall.
He is tall.
Is it Goodwill Hunting? I'm gonna do that every time.
One time it's gonna be right.
Someone tells me not.
Because I'm going to run out of movies.
Yeah.
Donna DeSanctis, Deputy Executive Director of the Order of Sons of Italy in America, said, "We were very concerned about this type of stereotyping being passed on to another generation of children." That's a useful insight. It's a children's movie.
Aristocats.
Ooh. We're concerned about what preteens are learning from the outside world. They don't associate other groups as criminals. They only know Italians as gangsters. So they want to spread the love.
Boss baby.
This group wants to spread the love and have other groups also be recognized as criminals, aside from Italians.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards.
Oh, it's
And-
animated?
Yep.
And it was that.
We also
Weak.
had a nomination for Will Smith at the BET Comedy Awards for
Shark
Best
Tale.
Actor. Shark Tale, baby.
What? They were.
That was
They were
mad
Italian in that?
You knew immediately.
Well, that's like
It
the
was
only
Shark
animation
Tale.
that he's done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't really
only
remember
one I
any
know
of
of.
it. Can we see a clip of them being racist to Italians?
All right.
Wow,
Please
this show has lasted 3 episodes.
No one's fucking watching. Who gives a shit?
Oh my god. This is the one they watch. I'm gonna be watching fucking CNN tonight, and then it's gonna be like, oh, new podcast. Can't believe this. Tucker Carlson's gonna be like, come on our show.
The one person who actually listens is from one of those news.
A statement
networks.
from the Italian Sons of America was, I'm glad they were being racist to other groups too.
All right.
Jada Smith calls.
Seamless transition alert. So Toy Story and Gladiator. What are your guys' first
go.
thoughts?
Well, we already talked about my first thought.
Right.
Yeah.
What are your guys'
Yeah.
second thoughts?
So
Well,
Toy Story for me too is like, I loved that movie as a kid. Absolutely, it was like it was probably my favorite one until Toy Story 2, which was then my favorite.
Which is ridiculous to look back on.
Why?
Toy Story 2 sucks.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but I loved it. I was obsessed with it. And then I'm watching these again, and again, I think I was just in a bad mood. Zero nostalgia in it. I didn't enjoy myself. I just wanted it to be over, which thankfully for Toy Story, it's only an 81-minute movie, which
That's pretty nice.
I was shocked. Like,
Yeah.
when you're a kid, I feel like you don't have a concept of time fully.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I could not believe how short it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
And the story didn't feel like cut off or anything.
No.
It was like I don't know.
It was
pretty
like
complete.
the perfect time. Like, sometimes I feel like movies, especially like Pixar, they can go a little too long.
Is that the
And this
Oh,
was
sorry.
phenomenal. What?
I just did what I said everyone does. Is that the shortest
No,
movie?
I don't think you really.
Is that the shortest movie on the list?
It's a very good chance it is.
That'd be
It's the
interesting.
shortest Pixar movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's shorter than Wall-E, we know. I thought that that's stupid.
Useful. Useful information.
Well, that's why Wall-E won apparently, is because it was shorter than Three Idiots. So
That was a lot
That
of
is
it.
a big part
Yeah.
of our criteria.
yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't necessarily have any nostalgia, kind of like what you were saying about Toy Story. Like, I think it's fine. I think I've grown fully out of the Pixar movies. Wall-E wasn't that awesome for me, even though I was, the one defending it in that episode. But it's just like, at the end of the day, for me, it's a kids movie, and to have a kids movie be one of the greatest movies of all time, although it doesn't necessarily exclude it from the category, I think there's just so movies that you could put on top of that to me it just doesn't make much sense. Like, it's an epic kids movie, I would say, like an epic adventure kids movie. I think obviously Gladiator is another epic movie.
yeah.
Ridley Scott, amazing director. I mean, we talked about it in one of the other episodes, but like the use of practical effects in that movie were insane. And I just felt like, as far as entertainment value, as a 29-year-old guy, like, hands down Gladiator.
Yeah. I'm losing my connection to Gladiator, like almost entirely.
Really?
I used to watch it and get pumped up, and like maybe because I don't play sports anymore, I don't have any like need to get that type of excited. I don't really get that type of excited
It's
anymore.
off the HGH.
And like I don't know, the violence, I'm not like, I don't watch it anymore and be like, wow, he's a badass, or that move was sick, that guy just got destroyed. I watch it, I get sad.
Yeah.
And I think of real gladiators and how terrible their lives were.
I think about modern day gladiators too.
The people on the front lines.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're making a joke or what right now.
We salute them.
I really liked.
Both
I
sides.
thought
For the
that
troops.
Toy Story had a really nice storyline. Just like completely
About toys?
overall. Yeah, like it was one of.
Toy
Well, I
Story?
mean,
Alright.
everything going on, like when Buzz first gets there and he's like has no idea he's a toy. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
interesting.
that's like a really, I don't know. Toy Story's like a cute story that's fun filled about like accepting friends, making new friends, like being worried about being replaced in anything.
Yeah.
And so I just think that it has like really good concepts and values for kids. But there are like some one-liners that are good for adults. And I'm really into gladiators right now. So that's my issue. I started playing Age of Empires 2 because it's on Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox
And
Game Pass is great.
sometimes it's like the games are like an hour and a half. Like they could be 2 hours. Like it's insane. So I really had like a love for the Gladiator movie because of that. And there were also like small lines that kind of stuck with me that I was like writing down. just like in general. I thought the writing was really good for Gladiators. But it was like
Actually, a funny
boring.
story about that. Russell Crowe hated the writing.
Really?
Yeah,
don't like the
whoever the head writer was, there's a quote from Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe.
There's a quote from Russell Crowe.
You should watch kids movies, dude.
Saying that all of your lines are shit. I'm an incredible actor and can make anything work. You're terrible.
Jesus.
Is Russell Crowe the guy from like Get Him to the Greek?
You know, the show that the Greek.
No, that's Russell Brand.
Oh.
The guy with his podcast and everything.
Expert.
Oh my
movie
God.
experts.
You watched Gladiator.
Jack.
I don't know. I was like, that's kind of surprising.
Do you
this
not know-
random guy is saying shit.
Do you
about
not know
this.
faces?
I don't know any actors or actresses.
Okay.
I don't know. I know Seth Rogen.
That's
The
Russell
casting for
Brand.
Gladiator.
Wait,
Just
off
about
topic, real quick. Did anyone see Kanye West's Instagram post today?
No.
All right, so he posted the
Star of
movie
David.
cover of 21 Jump Street and writes, I'm sorry for what I said about Jews. I watched 21 Jump Street and I love Jonah Hill. That's basically overall. And so Jonah Hill is the reason he likes Jews again. He's like saying that, like, I guess not all Hollywood is bad.
We get another sick album after that. Jonah Hill, you've done your service. Thank you very much. That's incredible. I did not hear
Imagine
that.
being Jonah Hill waking up to that, though.
He ended racism or anti-Semitism
Yeah.
just by being a silly goose.
Yeah.
That's actually I feel pretty good after I just heard that. That's like a morally uplifting story.
Almost bringing us full circle. Have you guys seen the picture of Jonah Hill looking like Plato?
No,
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Not quite Roman, but close.
Gleek.
That's Jonah Hill, folks.
That's so funny.
Is that for a movie
I don't know.
or it's just him?
No, he's very into like streetwear and like,
He's very into looking
contemporary
homeless.
fashion. Yeah.
I wish Channing Tatum, though, commented on that post and was like, I'll slap you to like Kanye. Jonah Hill's not winning that fight.
Might be.
No, he's not.
The casting for Gladiator was incredible. I will say that.
Yeah, they did a great
I mean,
job
casting
with
for
that.
both movies were perfect.
Right. Tim Allen, which was awesome for. Wait, who did he play?
Buzz.
Lightyear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so cool because like, it's one of those like the glass shatter moments in your head, like because you could pick that voice out of anywhere. And you're like, oh, it's Buzz Lightyear, and then
Yeah.
when you find out it's Tim Allen, it's just like, holy
all
shit!
people, yeah.
Now you can't unsee Tim Allen in that cowl or whatever you want to call it.
Actually, I disagree.
I
I,
don't
think
think
watching
you're
the movie, that's one thing it still did was I didn't picture Tom Hanks. I didn't picture Tim Allen. I pictured Woody and Buzz.
Yeah, I never have pictured
Yeah.
the actors in the
Really?
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they do a great job with that.
It's like in any voice acting job, like with a other well known like actor. Not that voice actors aren't actors, okay. But yeah, it's every single time. It's just
But more
their
famous
face is
actors.
plastered on
I
that.
feel like
character.
they're the
I get that
perfect
sometimes.
fatherly figures. And so it was like good for those two characters. Like the
Because
main
was
roles.
this when Home Improvement was still on the air?
Definitely.
Or right
1995.
before.
Oh,
Yeah, 95. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Interesting.
So
Because when was Toy
Santa
Story?
Claus
93?
and Home
94?
Improvement.
95? Oh, you're saying Toy Story was 95.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This could be my favorite Tom Hanks movie. Doesn't say that much.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
You didn't like Forrest Gump?
It's okay.
I have a very short list for Tom Hanks movies that I enjoy.
Road to Perdition or whatever it's called. I think that's on this.
Move it
thing.
a little closer.
One of the best movies I've ever seen. But we're not.
Castaway.
Oh, fucking forgot about Castaway. That's on here.
Great. Yeah.
How many movies is Tom
You want
Hanks
it
on
the
this
other
list?
side?
We'll see.
I was
We'll
just
have to
trying
check
to
it
sit
out.
like this.
Yeah, I'd
See
like
who
to.
the actor is the most, who appears the most on this would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I'd like to spend some time breaking down like the actual list and going. I'm sure someone on the internet's already done that.
Saving Mr. Banks.
That's on the list? No, you're just reading his Wikipedia.
Captain Phillips.
I can't believe Russell Brand was in Gladiator.
But yeah, like what you were saying about the casting for Gladiator, that was like one of my first movies where I understood how good of an actor, and now of course I'm blanking on his name, the bad guy.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that was like one of my first movies where I'm like, wow, this guy can
Yeah,
fucking
he was
act.
really good.
Like you hate him in this. And he's got that weird I don't understand why all movies about like ancient times always have to have some sort of like ancestral like relationship between
Ancestral.
I
or
hated
incestuous?
that. I hated
yeah,
that.
it's so uncomfortable. I think that was the point, though.
Incestuous.
So bad.
Ridley Scott made a point with this movie to make it uncomfortable. Like he was sick of seeing like ancient Rome movies where it's just people lounging around eating grapes. He wanted to show something a little bit more gritty, a little bit more realistic, but not even realistic. I mean, that was his intention. I don't think it was even more realistic. I think it was just grittier. And they showed a lot of the more negative sides. Because there's a lot of stuff that isn't realistic. Like the Coliseum wasn't that big. They made it bigger for the movie. And I don't know, there's some historical inaccuracies. Like a lot of
historical inaccuracies.
Yeah.
It's, not
The
really
first
grounded
one
as
they
much as-
fought
Romans didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
British accents.
When I first, like the first Gladiator fight scene, I was so disappointed with the size of the Coliseum, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, how is this?"
Oh, when he was
Yeah.
still on the open mic
And then
scene.
they finally moved over to Rome, and I was like, "Oh, okay, thank God, this was just casual."
I think it has one of my favorite
the backyard fighting.
Yeah,
scene.
it's like the
Yeah.
quick play.
It has one of my favorite murder scenes ever in a movie. He just
When?
murders his dad with a hug.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Richard Harris.
Yeah.
Dumbledore.
That's Dumbledore?
That's Dumbledore. The original
Original
Dumbledore.
Ah, the OG. The OD. So stupid.
Yeah, that's how he died. That's how he passed.
That's how he passed.
It
A
is
strong
pretty sad.
hug.
Him and Russell Crowe became very close in this movie, and he died 2 years later. So
Damn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
That movie actually made me like not hug my grandparents as hard.
What?
He dies from a hug. That fucked me up a little bit as a kid.
He stabbed him, I thought.
No, he hugs him to death.
Really?
suffocates him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought there was like a knife behind or something.
Where
like
would
that.
you have seen the knife?
I watched this movie at 1 a.m. last night. I was like,
So did I.
I was
exhausted.
exhausted.
So wait, oh, fuck, I had something. Probably not. It's gone.
But, I mean, he was perfect. Richard Harris was perfect for Marcus
Yeah.
Aurelius, and then took that over to Dumbledore. Kind of the
Yeah.
same character.
Natural. Yeah. Similarities.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was growing out the beard for that role. Do you think he knew ahead of time that he would get Dumbledore? And he's like, all right, after Gladiator, I can't shave.
He could have already been cast. I think Harry Potter, they worked on that for a while before they even started filming.
Also, it could have been a fake beard.
True.
Not that it matters. Gladiator also has one of my favorite special effects in a movie. When they do the overtop shots of the Coliseum, it's a model, and all of the people jumping up and down are cotton swabs, Q-tips, all colored different. And to get them doing the jumping around effect, they shot compressed air under the thing.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
It's like hop up and down,
That's
basically.
really cool.
Yeah. I just always think like when you can use a practical effect instead of like some sort of computer generated effect, I just not only do I think it looks better if you pull it off correctly, but it just like endears me to the movie that much more. Like these
Yeah, I
guys are
agree.
like professionals. They like love the craft.
I agree. I think that's coming back too.
Yeah.
Do you watch The Mandalorian?
Nah, I didn't watch it.
They're using a lot more puppets and like practical effects and less computer generated images.
Yeah, because Baby Yoda was completely puppet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to follow like original movies,
Yeah.
like to make it kind of all work together.
I just think it looks better. I feel like today's
Because they're in the same room.
right, and
The
today's
actors and the
viewer
puppets. Yeah.
can call out that bullshit and be like, oh, like that's CGI. Like we've seen enough movies collectively. In the movie theater, it's a little bit different. But when you're watching at home and you kind of have that like one level removed from suspension of disbelief, it's just so much easier to pick up on it, and that brings me out of a movie.
And I don't think we get as impressed anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Like Toy Story was impressive at the time because no one's ever done anything like this.
Yeah.
Now
was
I watch it,
blown
I'm
away.
like, oh, if this was made today, I'd be like, what student made this? You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still
He's gonna get a
very
B
good.
plus on his
Toy
project.
Story?
Yeah,
Really? You
I mean,
think-
some
I don't
things.
feel that.
some things like the dog was to me is just fucking terrible. It took me right out of the movie. This
The
time.
actual dog.
Oh my god.
in the Toy Story.
The actual dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not
then-
not
not
the Slinky.
No,
I thought that like for the time definitely amazing, and I still even think right now it's better than a lot of animation. Like half the shows I watch are complete
Yeah.
shit compared to it.
Yeah, look at like fucking Fantastic Mr. Fox and shit like that.
But I feel like that was stylistic.
Yeah, I know. But animation can be
stylistically
stylistic.
bad.
Like South Park.
Well, that's
Yeah.
again, that's another
Family
stylistic
Guy.
choice.
yeah.
But everything animation is a stylistic choice.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, I
that
don't know, I
animation looks
That's
better
fine.
than like kid shows nowadays. Like it looks really fake.
Yeah, but
right
I think
now.
those are more.
and shiny for the like,
Yeah, but
if
I
that
think
makes
those are
sense.
more just like mass produced to get them out there.
Maybe.
Like they're not feature length films. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, watch this and then watch Ratatouille, and see the difference in animals.
Right.
With the dog, it's just I don't know.
That's another thing where technology just gets better.
I'm being nitpicking.
Don't tell me you
but-
really like Ratatouille. I don't know why everyone likes it.
Jack, what's your favorite movie again? The Love Guru.
Yes. Yep. I'm watching it tonight.
Good. I'll stay over. I'll watch it.
No,
with
no,
you.
no. I'm busy.
You guys know for Buzz Lightyear, we were talking about this earlier. For Buzz Lightyear, you know who was first?
Wait, Buzz
favorite?
Lightyear's?
I read this yesterday. Yeah, Lightyear's. You know who was the first favorite for that role?
Mm-mm.
This is so weird
Tom
to,
Hanks.
to imagine. Billy Crystals. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, imagine that. Like
you
that's-
wouldn't be able to take him
So
seriously.
the characters,
Yeah,
the
'cause he's a
characters
very-
did change though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So the original story, I have to try to find it. The original story was not what it became.
Interesting.
Um,
Yeah, because I can't imagine the Buzz Lightyear character is like so serious and stern.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal.
I was gonna try to
Who's
do
amazing.
a Billy Crystal impersonation, and then I remembered I can't do impersonations.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, world. Dead air. Yeah, I always like to find out like who were possible castings.
Jack, Billy Crystal was Mike Wazowski in Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I've never really watched
Yeah.
Monsters Inc.
Okay. Have you seen The
Is
Princess
he
Bride?
blue or green?
Green.
Okay.
Is
There
he
we
blue
go.
or green?
so the
I'm a visual kind of guy. I actually just thought he was in anger management.
Yeah, that's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
the original character was Tinny, a tin toy that would be left behind at a gas station, and he meets a sarcastic puppet for a ventriloquist, and then they go on a journey to get Tinny home. So Tinny was going to be, my guess,
Woody.
or some iteration after that, was going to be Buzz, and then the
Okay.
puppet became Woody.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it would have been Billy Crystals and
Tom Hanks's.
Tom Hanks's.
Can we take 1
Tom
second to
Hank.
talk about like how fucked up of a kid Sid is?
I think
He
this
disagrees.
is not a hot take anymore. I think this is a very like viral thing to say, but he's not a bad kid. He's just fucking
I've
with
never
his
heard
toys.
anyone say this.
Really?
That he's
I
not
don't
a
think
bad
it-
kid.
Yeah.
You don't
I've
need
never
the
heard anyone
disclaimer.
say it either, but I completely,
Revisionist history type shit. Yeah.
I completely agree.
yeah. I
Like-
think Buzz had it right. Buzz saw him out in his yard. He's like, "Wow, what a happy kid!" And I was like, "Yeah, he's doing what he wants with his toys. He's having a blast."
He's fucking blowing things up.
Yeah, he's a weirdo
also-
freak.
He thinks they're toys that don't have that aren't sentient though.
Yeah, he's the only one without a mental disorder in that
It's
whole
no,
movie.
it still makes me think
Who
he
has a
could
mental
end up
disorder
doing
in the
something.
movie?
I guess
Come
just
on.
the toys. Now that I'm thinking about it, because no one really knows that they're living.
Yeah, and they are alive, so they don't actually have a mental disorder. 'Cause
Yeah.
they know that they are alive.
They
What
gave
type
Sid a
of
mental disorder.
psycho puts a timer on when he's gonna blow up a fucking toy?
A psycho who's very interested in plot dynamics.
Did you ever want to blow things up as a kid?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I still
Really?
want to blow
Lot,
things
yeah.
up.
I guess you're right. Like I've lit bushes on fire. And
That's a psycho
done
move.
really. Yeah, I guess. So.
I
No.
think there's red flags with Sid's behavior.
I think he's a
Where
really
I'd be worried
creative
about
kid.
what he would. Yeah, that's not always a good thing.
They in the model making community. Let me let me just bring this to a TED
Ted
talk
Bundy
real
was a
quick.
creative kid too.
No, you're thinking of Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's right.
In the model making community, they have these things. They or not things, but they call it kit bashing, where you'll take models from like a bunch of different places, and you'll take like specific pieces out to make your own like creation. And it's like it's just really really cool. But I think it's kind of similar because he's just making new toys basically. I mean, they're monstrosities, but he's just starting out. He's a little kid still. But I just think he's like Connor kind of said, he's a fine kid. He's very creative. He's misunderstood.
No,
I think he
He
has negligent
skateboards.
parents.
I think you
fact
guys
that he
are.
got-
he's evil,
Fireworks.
He's
on
gonna
that
smoke
big.
doobies.
and he became a garbage man in Toy Story 3. He's got to be evil.
Because he saw his toys talking.
Yeah.
He got tortured.
Oh my god!
And he
you know?
snapped.
Maybe
Toy
And he
Story
couldn't
is
do
the
anything
darkest
else.
movie I've ever heard.
I don't know. Should have been stronger.
Woody and Buzz actually ruined his whole life.
They did.
No, I'm not letting him pass. He's a fucked up kid. I think it's right now like we accept too much of like weirdness. Like I think that's the way we're going. But that kid's fucked up. Just be a normal fucking kid. Play with
think-
your normal fucking toys. Don't
The
blow
fact that he
things
got his
up.
hands on fireworks that big are just insane. Like his parents needed to see.
He
what
was a
trying-
How
latchkey
about
kid.
the fucking baby doll? With just the head on the spider.
He's creative.
That's not creative. That's all of his toys are dark.
Okay.
What's dark about a muscled duck?
That's
can
just
hop
funny
around.
as shit. Okay, but a kid like that, right? A kid like that who
one,
finds a
I
creative
liked him, but
Yeah.
a kid like that who finds a creative outlet becomes fucking who's the guy that
garbage
does
man.
all the like horror movie special effects?
John Carpenter.
Yeah, John Carpenter. He becomes that guy and makes massive amounts
Or
of money.
he becomes the titular subject of a horror movie. Or a
Norman
fucking
Bates.
serial killer.
or he becomes one of the people like on all fours walking around Walmart with a leash around their neck.
A furry too. Could become a furry.
There's nothing sexual about fear.
I fucked up.
I
I'm
don't know.
off today.
I think we're all kind of off today. I'm so hungover, it's not even funny.
I'm like
I'm
well
hungover. I didn't
rested.
even drink last night.
How are you doing, John?
Oh, I'm good. I feel great. Gladiator. Couple points here. Couple points. One, personally, I think this is one of the weakest Best Picture winners ever.
Interesting.
I was shocked that this movie won Best Picture.
Do you know what it was up
thought it
against?
was pretty good. I thought it was enjoyable. I don't think it's really. I don't even know if I really think it's like a good movie. I just find it
Interesting.
very. I one of the other reactions I had when I watched it was like, this came out a year before Lord of the Rings started coming out, and like this won Best
2 years
Picture.
before Harry Potter.
And then Lord of the Rings comes out the next year, and that movie just fucking demolishes this. And obviously, one, they're different, but they're also there's a lot of similarities, kind of in terms of like, I don't know, just some of the
I have
theme.
one
Wow, they
comment.
beat
Lord of
Tom
the
Hanks.
Rings is sus.
So what movies did Gladiator beat out that year?
Chocolat,
I mean chocolate. Chocolat.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden
It's
Dragon.
pronounced chocolate.
Which even
Wait.
that's a weird one because like
I thought Crouching Tiger
That was
won
really
Best
good.
Picture.
no
Best foreign
nominated.
film, probably.
Yeah, I'll check. But Aaron Brockovich
I
and
didn't like that.
Traffic.
Traffic, I didn't really.
It's also the same year as Almost Famous, which was not nominated.
Not nominated for anything.
that
And then Russell
award.
Crowe wound up beating out Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Castaway. Like I would I would say Castaway would probably be like the strongest competition out of all those movies. Maybe Crouching Tiger, but again, like a foreign film at that time probably wasn't going to get it.
You've also got Requiem for a Dream that year. You've got Oh Brother, Where Art Thou that year.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was fun. I wouldn't say it's like a Oscar winning movie.
Yeah, I
Patriot
wouldn't say
also
this
that
is
year,
either.
too.
Yeah, we know.
This is on the same
Patriot?
level as The Patriot to me.
What's that?
Yeah, I
other
certainly
movie?
would not see either of them.
Patriot.
Yeah, I mean,
This-
Patriot is the same year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it's not nominated.
What's
Yeah.
like the Scottish movie or whatever that?
Braveheart.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna
Braveheart's
be a
better.
fun one.
When was that?
Probably 2002, 2003.
Okay, so
Or maybe
a little
earlier. Maybe it
after.
was 97.
I have no.
I don't know.
I thought
I think
Gladiator
it was
though
1964.
had really good transitions.
Yeah.
Like, and
That's Ridley Scott, dude. I can watch like that's one thing about all of his movies. He's just a creative way of shooting things. They all have his kind of touch on them. So every Ridley Scott movie kind of looks like a Ridley Scott movie, but I don't know. It's just he does things in a way that you wouldn't expect, like the camera, the motion blur, and everything. I know he kind of had to do that because there's something shooting with the lighting, but having that creative, I don't know, idea.
I'm also whenever I think of like greatest directors and stuff, no, just greatest directors, not and stuff. I never really put Ridley Scott in there. I think it might just be like a mind blank thing.
Yeah, me
But
too.
if you go through the list, there's a shit ton of Ridley Scott movies on there. And
He takes swings too.
yeah, exactly. And I've always enjoyed his movies. You know, whether it's this one, Alien. He did the original Alien, right?
I thought
Yep.
he did the one that didn't pan out.
No,
He did-
that
he did
was
the
Fincher.
1979.
No, that was Fincher.
That was Fincher, and that story is
Yeah.
awesome. I love it. I love David Fincher's story. But yeah, he just does so much good stuff. And then, oh yeah, his brother is also, or was, R.I.P. That's another tally on the suicide mark. We're
That
keeping
one's
track.
real.
We're keeping track. His brother is also a fantastic director. You know, so not that that actually had anything to do with anything, but it was very interesting for me. I love Ridley Scott movies. I'm going obviously Gladiator over Toy Story, and I just there's just so much because I guess it is a longer movie that they are able to like pack more depth into character development. I think that
It's another like for the time too. I understand. I can understand why it was nominated for best picture because it was such a big epic and it was so hard to pull off.
yeah.
Like
I know, but
the
that's
making
why
of the movie. Is,
I know, but
is
that's why the comparison to
yeah.
Lord of the Rings, those are a year apart.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is 1,000 times more impressive of a production.
that's true.
But I hear you.
But
I
wait,
hear you.
Lord of the
and they
Rings-
didn't
This
have
was
the
first,
foresight
though.
to know that.
Yeah.
Right. It's the thing where like one person beats a 6-minute mile and then you start seeing everyone start to beat the 6-minute mile. It's because like they were able to prove that you can do a movie like this. So then everyone's able to take those swings, I feel like.
I don't think the development of Lord of the Rings was at all impacted by Gladiator.
I do. I think it allowed studios to give more money for big epic pictures like this.
No, but I think the development of Lord of the Rings, the agreement with New Line Cinema was already done. I don't think that was after this.
I don't know. Maybe the budgeting got impacted. They were probably always going to make a Lord of the Rings movie, but they gave Peter Jackson more money.
I know the whole backstory,
You do?
but I don't know if Gladiator's involved. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I'm
But
sorry you just love Lord of the Rings that much and not Gladiator. That's another. We can do the Lord of the Rings episode next time.
we can.
Actually, I think they probably have
I don't know. Gladiator. Yeah, I'm not super impressed by. I think the story just isn't really impressive. It's kind of just like obviously
Ancient
very
John-
You knew
historically
what
inaccurate.
what was going to happen the whole time.
Yeah,
Nothing
It's-
surprised me. I think maybe
the
back in
duel at the
day-
end. That's just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with like remembering characters' names in movies.
Commodus,
Is that his name?
the Emperor,
No,
Or Maximus.
Maximus, the Spartan. Is he
Spaniard.
Spaniard. Fuck. I'm so tired.
Ridley's Believe It or Scott.
Is Maximus? Is he the original sad boy?
Ooh,
right?
That does change my view.
Yeah, right. Now he's a little bit more relatable because he's on top of the world at the beginning of the film, right? Then wife and kid murdered.
Everything.
Everything's taken away from him. His estate burned to the ground, torched. Then he just basically gets enslaved and just starts saying, I don't give no fucks about nothing. And he doesn't try to become the best gladiator. He's just fucking doing his thing. He's like, I'm going to go on a war path until either
That's
die.
another thing.
Rocking and
Something.
rolling.
Yeah.
It kind of lines up with his character following orders as a general. But when he says, I kill because I'm asked to kill, and that was supposed to be the reason why he's killing all these people when he's a good person. I don't know. I think he was corrupted a little too easily.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
But I think that's also part of his character development. Like you said, he's used to taking these orders. It's like
Yeah.
there is a little bit of narcissism in that he is able to justify it, right, as someone else's orders.
Yeah.
Just following
You know?
orders.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole Nuremberg defense. But I don't know where I was going with that.
So
But they just
basically,
built him up as
Connor
this big
agrees
moral
with the
character.
Nuremberg defense, is what we're getting at here.
No, I don't. That's
Oh,
what
no,
I'm
you're
saying.
the opposite. Yeah. Chris agrees.
Disagrees.
Yes, I will be the one moving to Argentina. We're more of a history podcast, you know?
I think the most intense scene is like when he finds his wife and son,
Yeah.
and then the other.
Love the
thing after
boogers
that-
and the crying. Fucking
Dude,
loved it.
my
You never see
dad-
that, and it's like to do that. I think it was a great touch.
The first time that we ever watched that movie, I think it was me and my little brother watched it with my dad at home. At that scene, he's like, all right, you guys got to cover your eyes with like pillows. So me and my brother did it. And for years, I had no idea what that scene was. I thought it was like a graphic sex scene. I was like, oh, is it just like a bitch's feet?
You couldn't put together the context.
There were no good sex
They're
scenes.
screaming and stuff.
I don't even watch movies like for sex scenes, and typically I
okay.
don't even like them in movies. But I was like kind of disappointed when you have a movie based in that time that you're not showing us anything.
I think
Yeah, that was the whole
you
thing. Ridley Scott said he's like, I'm sick of seeing all this like hedonism in ancient Rome. Like I want to show the ugly parts of it. Although some might call the hedonism ugly, but
Also, I think it's funny if Ridley Scott says that. Then when his brother did Top Gun, they have that super stylized sex scene. It's like the complete opposite of what he was saying. Also, I don't enjoy. I think we talked about this before. I don't enjoy sex scenes in movies. Like if there's not a specific plot-driven point of it, not like they're just like romantic and it's like a love story. If there's no like plot point to it, I'm just like it makes me uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and I don't want to watch it.
Most uncomfortable sex scene to me is in Step Brothers in the bathroom.
That
drives the
That
plot
was
forward.
well done. That was
So fucking
well done.
gross.
It's gonna happen.
she pisses in the urinal.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Stay golden, pony boy.
I was just reading
On
something
Vice?
like last week about a director talking about like their purpose for like including lots of sex scenes, and I just didn't agree. I mean, I'm kind of on the same page as you. I'm not made uncomfortable by it. I'm not like a fucking 12-year-old kid.
I have a
That's
lot
weird.
of Catholic guilt I'm working
But I usually don't find a purpose. Like that's not why I'm watching a movie, like you said, right? Like, I mean, I've got ways to watch sex scenes, guys. Like,
there's a different.
but I'm not watching a movie
site
for that.
Yeah.
I have a select theater that I use for my sex scenes.
Yeah, we go to the same one. Tuesday special.
No.
30% off.
It's just me and 6 40-year-old men. I'm just kidding.
Gross.
Do they still have those
Stubbs
movie
member.
theaters?
They have to.
More
Where?
than
There's
one
some
way.
sickos out there.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
like, how did they stay in business?
Desperation.
What?
Desperation.
Like,
a
Jerk
specialized
cinema?
kink, and for some whatever reason, a lot of those people live in that area.
feel like it's only Arizona.
What, the people jerk off in theaters?
Yeah.
I think New York had a lot of them.
I don't know. New York.
Have you ever watched Tax? Oh, we know you don't
Yeah,
watch
not
movies.
anymore though.
Yeah.
In Departed, there's a theater jerk off scene. Actually,
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I
And he
guess we'll get
fakes
to
him
that.
out with the dildo.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this.
I was trying to think of a Paul Rubens joke and I couldn't do it.
Who's Paul Rubens?
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh yeah. Well, if you think of one, tell us.
Okay.
That'll be good.
All right, I'm gonna cut that joke in here now. I love the power of editing.
Guys, I'm concerned that I'm going to lose for the first time this week.
What do you mean for the first time?
I've been on the side of the top movie every time, but it sounds like I might be outnumbered here.
Yeah, I think this is like actually the first one where we're like
I don't.
actually arguing about a movie.
Yeah.
Because the other one's like they're old.
Wait,
And-
I'm like confused. Which side are you on?
He's on Toy Story.
Story.
side.
You're on Toy Story side.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
couldn't
Chris
really
is just
tell.
being louder.
That's normally the case for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know. I think Toy Story is really good. I'm not bothered by watching a kid's movie, and
I'm
not
not
bothered
saying
by
that.
the old animation. I think and I know I'm going against the point that I made about Vertigo because I hate Vertigo. But I think when you think about Toy Story's impact in 1995, that movie coming out before any other Pixar movie, before any DreamWorks movie, like that animated movie coming out and just like fucking crazy story, awesome characters, like funny dialogue that works on adult and child levels. And then of course we've seen so many great movies that have done that since, Shrek being the best. I don't know why it's not on this list,
The Shrekening.
but you know, I got to give it credit for like that's awesome, man. That's Toy Story kicked off that whole thing of like elevating animated movies so much, I feel.
Yeah, I think we talked about how Gladiator may or may not have been impacting. Fuck, my brain doesn't work. Lord of the Rings, like this
Yeah.
had obviously such a huge impact in animation, right? To make a feature length film in this, which I think there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more movies on the bracket that I think were clearly impacting on this, but it's not today, Junior. It's not as like epic of a movie that it would overtake Gladiator, in my opinion. The special effects were not groundbreaking enough to overtake Gladiator. The story wasn't enough to overtake Gladiator.
I disagree with the what are special effects. I
Yeah.
mean, this is the first one that did this.
Yeah,
It was
I-
the first fully computer edited movie.
I recant my last statement about the special
How
effects.
are you, like all of you guys, rating these movies by? Like, what's your criteria?
10.
Out of 10.
Most of the time, it's just
like,
gut when I
generalized?
watch them. Just like, what do I like it or not?
Yeah,
That's what I've just for this because it's hard to compare these two. Like, there's not much you can do. I don't know which one I'd rather watch more. I think I'd rather.
yeah.
And even that, I'm struggling still.
Well, I
And
feel
just,
like
like-
you, like Connor and Chris, know a lot about film and like
I
special
I
effects.
know
Like, I don't know anything.
Oh, I don't.
I know how to
You don't
talk
know
about
dick,
it.
John.
I mean,
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not like you. No, I'm serious. I was agreeing.
I don't know anything either.
I know how to make it sound like I know a lot about
Yeah.
film.
Oh, I don't know.
I
feel
just
like
know
you
the-
guys do.
I
John,
know the
shut up. Don't
keywords.
look at me.
I was agreeing. Okay, you said that, and then Connor looked at me like you were dissing me, and I was like, "No, I fucking agree."
I know the word
Fair.
chiaroscuro, and that's
I have-
about
Trying to
it.
add some energy. You know I love you still.
A while ago,
Don't
I
know
got
dick.
And it's
while-
fine that Love Guru is your favorite movie, dude. Whatever.
It's really not. We're gonna have to have an intervention.
some favorite lines from each movie.
Thank you, Connor.
Toy Story, when Woody's Woody's getting clawed. He
We are eternally grateful.
Oh,
he goes.
yeah.
That's a good one.
The claw is our master.
Dude, we have to
forget-
talk about
was
those
it,
guys after this.
Which
There's
toy
a
was
snake
it?
in my boot.
Which toy was it that goes?
Great, now I have guilt.
I think it was Mr. Potato Head, but
It's a good character.
like it's just a funny line, like out of context.
Wait, was that
out of
when-
context? Is that like how toys get emotions? Like all of a sudden they just earn an emotion. They're like, oh fuck, and a negative one.
I think this is what Toy Story brings to the table that Gladiator did not, is the supporting roles were just, they were almost as good as the leads. Like Mr.
Yeah.
Potato Head, the pig, fucking the green aliens.
The
You know?
army men.
The
were
army
some of
men.
my favorite. Like
Yeah.
when,
I love
when
them as a
one
kid.
breaks, like the mom
Yeah.
steps on one.
Yeah.
I'm like that. It's so common
Oh,
to
where
step
they're-
on it,
Yeah,
and it is
yeah.
so fucking painful.
But then the like
goes
medic
back.
tries
Yeah.
to get him and stuff like that.
A good soldier never leaves a man behind.
So like for Gladiator, like the other gladiators,
Yeah.
they could have really been anyone. They were kind of just like
Jaimin Hansu.
what?
The Jaimin Hansu. He's in fucking everything. He pops up. He's always like a supporting role. I think he was in Blood Diamond.
Oh, the other gladiator.
Yeah. Mhm.
Gotcha.
I thought that was a great. I
Yes.
mean, he wasn't who he was now then, but
Right. But all the other guys, like
yeah.
Toy Story had at least 4 of those guys,
Yeah.
right? Like the giant gladiator, like that could have been anyone. You know, any of the other gladiators really. The coach, I'm gonna call him the coach. He was the slave owner, right?
Yeah, he that actor actually died 3 weeks before they finished filming.
Really?
So he was originally written, that Proxima character. He was written as, who was the Tigris from Gaul or whatever, the gladiator he fights with the tigers. It was supposed to be his character, not Tigris of Gaul, and they had to rewrite that because the actor died.
Oh. That would have been pretty insane.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think that would have been a better movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
It was
100%.
more of
more
like a
emotional.
psychological. Yeah.
This might be a stupid question, but did they ever make a second one of Gladiator?
They're making it now.
Okay, because I thought that it could follow. I'm gonna let you say his name.
Jaimin Hansu. I just
Yeah.
looked up how to say it.
Okay,
I never knew-
Jaimin.
I used to call him Simon in my head because I never really knew like how to pronounce it, but I just looked it up.
Yeah.
The D is silent.
But he's in like every Marvel movie. He's like multiple characters in Marvel.
Really?
He's multiple characters in DC movies. Yeah.
Well, like CGI'd over?
Not really.
I don't watch those garbage movies. Fucking.
You guys know Andy Serkis is like the 8th highest grossing actor of all time?
Why can't I picture who that is in my head?
Because you never see him.
That was amazing.
Well, and now I know exactly who you're talking about. That was good.
That was good because he was
Been
in
everything.
I'm really fucking
Right?
this stand up.
you know, he was in Star Wars, Lord of the Rings,
Star Whores.
King Kong for some reason, Planet of the Apes reboot.
He did all of the motion capture for
He was King
Planet of the
Kong.
Apes.
Can you imagine being an
crazy.
aspiring motion capture
And then Marvel
artist
movies too.
and just having that behemoth be
Yeah.
like the gatekeeper? That's got to be daunting.
I feel like Richard Linklater's trying to do that with rotoscoping, and no one really likes rotoscoping.
I love rotoscoping.
So do I.
Dude, I was literally just, I mean, I don't know if you
Did
heard.
you watch there was an animated short that was nominated, Richard Linklater,
No, I didn't.
called Apollo 10 and a half.
I'm going to watch it
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet either, but
Dude,
I really
so
wanna watch it.
I started doing rotoscoping on one of my sets because it was a great set. And I was like, the video's so crap. I showed you it. The video's so garbage on it. Like, you can't, it's like unwatchable. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to fucking animate it. And then I started doing rotoscoping on it. And I've gotten 5 frames done. But it is sick for those 5
Yeah?
frames.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, not to detract at all.
Favorite lines in Gladiator? I just have one because there's a lot of corny lines.
Why? Were you not entertained?
Well, they've become corny because of Gladiator, though,
Right.
I think. But the Frost,
Sometimes it makes the blade stick.
Yeah, I love that
such
one.
a sick line.
Dude, it was so badass the first time you hear that. You get a little fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what I was about to say.
Chubby.
I just didn't like expect that to come. But yeah.
Because he's literally
oh.
getting attacked.
Yeah,
And then
this
he's
is-
like, oh, I'm a badass. You forget about me?
This is a different type of line, but the clothesline gag in the first like gladiator fight sequence, it was just so out of like tone.
Yeah, that was
Like,
weird.
Yeah, it was like a little joke.
Poor guy just wanted to go home.
Yeah,
You don't see crucifixion a lot aside from the story of Christ. Also, although
Yeah.
it was, I mean, obviously,
It was a refreshing take.
It was a refreshing take. I mean, it was an element of Roman culture. That's
Yeah.
why
I
it's
feel like-
why it's part of the story of Christ. But you know, we've kind of lost that.
I've seen so many like older
Bring it
Roman
back.
movies where like I have seen that,
Oh.
but they were all like like probably 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe
did you
70s.
watch the movie that this is like kind of similar to, called The Fall of the Roman Empire?
I believe so. Yeah, in high school.
I think there's crucifixions in that.
Yep. I'm 95% sure I watched it with a nun.
What
Just me
were you
and
guys
her.
doing?
I think
My senior year,
We were at one of the theaters.
my junior year, I was in like a higher up Latin class, and so I was with all the seniors.
You speak
And
Latin?
Not anymore now, but I could.
No
pretty
one
well
does
back
anymore.
then.
Yeah, I always thought it was a dead language.
But so they all graduated, and it was just her and I. So for like a month till school ended, and I already took the finals, so we would just watch movies every class.
That's cool.
And so we definitely watched that one. Like it was all Roman ones you wanted to watch.
so sick when schools don't have syllabuses.
Yeah. It's so sick when your teachers are nuns and have no teaching qualifications besides the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Sounds like
That's
she
all
was
you
pretty pro Roman Empire for someone who
She
loves
definitely
Jesus.
was pro-Roman Empire.
Dude, going to a highly religious Catholic school would be great. Because, like books, you only need one book. Books are so expensive.
I don't know. My school,
Yeah.
we had theology books, so like you
Yeah.
didn't learn just one religion. Like they wanted to teach acceptance of all religions. And
Actually-
so like I learned about every single one, and it's like just about acceptance of
Yeah.
like it's okay if like someone else practices.
Scranton
something
was a
else.
Jesuit school, so we had to do 2 years of religion as well. I actually really enjoyed it because it was like you kind of go in depth on like where everything came from and why people understand this. And then I had one teacher who was like, so here's the Ark passage from the Bible. Here's this passage from the Epic of Gilgamesh that is basically like it's very similar. So it's like we basically just read about creation stories and like great disaster stories and stuff like that. It reminds me a lot of Graham Hancock right now. And I really like what he's doing. So there's that. How are we on time?
Thanks, Chris.
We're definitely at like an hour and 20.
Hour and 20?
Well, hour and 10.
Okay.
Just depending on
what's
how
Graham
long that first
Hancock
video
doing?
was.
Graham Hancock has a new show on Netflix.
All right, so where do you guys stand?
Yeah, I think let's do our final arguments.
I didn't think I was gonna pick this to start today, but I think I'm picking Gladiator.
Yes.
Damn,
I
I'm
feel
in
like
trouble.
that's all we need to say.
I don't
Well, I think
know.
that'll
I'm kind
settle
of
it.
with John right now.
Ooh.
I just think
right.
overall that
All right, let's send it to the intern. Preston, what do you have to say?
I feel like Preston should have a deep voice.
So I again, I do like Toy Story. It's not like I don't think it's just a kids movie, right? It's a story that has elements of just like stories that have kind of stood the test of time. It's I would almost call it like an Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not a man who's good with words.
It's almost like the Odyssey in a way, right? Like very long journey to get back home type stuff. So
Hero's journey.
Huh?
The hero's journey.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Big
I feel
trope.
like what's that? The hero trope?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it has a lot of really good elements for storytelling. I think the character development was very good. And I think overall, the technology, we already went over that. I think it has influenced so many animation movies from then on. But I think when you break it down, what am I going to go back to again, no pun intended, but to be entertained? I'm going to go to Gladiator just because I feel like it's more of an epic storyline. I feel like it is more entertaining, and I enjoy a lot of the stylistic choices that Ridley Scott took over the animation of Toy Story. Who was the director for Toy Story?
So this
Joel
is
Cohn.
he
Seriously?
was a writer.
Cohen, not
Yeah.
Cohen.
Joe Conehead.
John Lasseter.
Lasseter, yeah.
Okay.
But there's an animation director too, who I think has a bigger role. Because it was a different name in the opening credits of the movie.
Do you remember
That's what
your old pal said?
Yeah, I don't know.
I miss music like that. That was in Toy Story.
Oh, dude,
Like that music in it.
Yeah.
Really got me going.
Shoo-ba-doo-bop-bop.
Randy
Yeah.
Newman.
My one comment though on
He
why I
can't
think
sing,
Toy
and
Story
he sings, and I love it.
I feel like he can. It's like it's a jazz style, so
Yeah.
it's like meant to be like a deeper like scat type of thing and feel. But Gladiator, I just feel like there's so many movies that are like that, like what John's saying. Like just off the top of my head, even though it wasn't made yet, you've Lord of the Rings. I always think of 300. This was like the main concept for so many TV shows and movies back then.
So minus
So
It's
this
like
movie, this movie
exhausting.
started it though.
yeah.
I just feel like it didn't.
But also minus Lord of the Rings, because that's still an argument for another day. I think Gladiator does what those movies do the best. And
Yeah.
it's from earlier, right? Because we had the arguments about the Hitchcock movies and whatnot being, they're so far behind. People have caught up to a lot of the skills that are involved making those movies. Gladiator's still a great movie. Granted, it's 23 years old at this point, right? 2000?
Yeah.
It's still a great movie.
I don't know. I
I'm
think
not
Toy
really on
Story is
that.
better.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching Toy Story more than Gladiator. Like Gladiator,
Yeah.
I was like, I wish this would fucking speed up.
Are you
Yeah.
watching Toy Story right now?
No, I just
just
have
a
it up in the
commercial.
back.
Gladiator's like
I think it's clips.
I don't think I would. I honestly wouldn't probably choose to watch Gladiator again. I'm not. I was not entertained.
I would have
really.
been fine my whole life not seeing Gladiator. Like nothing would have changed for me.
I mean,
but Toy
no
Story
offense,
was like cute and nostalgic, and
No
I
offense,
enjoyed
Jack.
watching it.
There's probably a lot of movies that you'd say that about.
Yeah, for sure. Love Guru is one I'm happy I watched.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, to me, again, the matchup still goes back to like the originality of the story. I mean, I don't know. I think the Gladiator thing, like, sure, it was the first Roman movie in a while, and I know there's a lot about like you can read about how it like reinvigorated that genre. Not that it did it the first time; it just brought it back. But I just feel like the story isn't regardless of what historical period it takes place in. It doesn't feel that creative. It feels like a story that like a lot of people would have sort of come up with if they were trying to do that kind of movie. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of originality. Whereas like I really, Toy Story is like a super novel thing. A really novel idea, so
Just because they're toys, though, the story is pretty basic.
they're both
It's unlikely friends.
they're both an Odyssey
I
journey.
feel like
Get
it's
back home.
it's
Yeah,
such an
yeah.
imaginative
Yeah.
type of thing that every kid wanted their toys alive.
Yeah.
And
Now, that
like,
freaked
as
me out.
friends. And I think that it's
Yeah.
just
I think
like
you're in the minority
it
there.
really gets like you.
Whose
going.
team are you on,
Like,
dude?
everyone can resonate with.
I'm not
it.
on anybody's team.
Yeah.
But I do think one thing that I'm reading now that pissed me off was that the opening scene in Gladiator tried to be like Saving Private Ryan, and it just made me mad. So maybe I'm choosing Toy Story now.
I think we have to, John. We have to target Connor
Yeah.
to switch because I feel like Chris won't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty steadfast on Gladiator right now. But again, that's why we do it. What's the seating on these two movies?
They were pretty close, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, one was 90 and something. One was 30 something.
That was last week.
Gladiator was 39.
And this week.
Toy Story was 90.
I find it
This could be a huge
surprising.
upset.
Yeah, this would be a
Gladiator
big
would be
upset.
39. I'm so shocked by that.
I feel like
People love this movie.
Gladiator or
weird.
Toy Story.
I like Gladiator
Gladiator.
a lot. Like, and I feel like Gladiator also has like a little bit of that tinge of like bro culture, which I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people are starting to dislike it a little bit more. I still like it.
There's still, even if you don't like that part of it, there's still things to watch.
Chris lives in
and like
Hoboken,
from
by the
it.
way, so this makes sense.
I'm just a bro.
I feel like you've brought like all the correct points as to why we should pick it though. Like it has
I'm trying.
It's set like the starting like point as you're saying for those types of movies. It really like changed a lot of movies, but still 10 times out of 10 I'm picking Toy Story.
You know what really sucks is that probably 30 minutes ago, John said, "I really feel like this is going to be my first loss."
Guys, I'm concerned that I'm going to lose for the first time this week.
And now
I
we're about
didn't
to
realize Jack. I didn't realize Jack was.
now
was
we're
here.
about to
Yeah.
pick Toy Story.
Yeah, we are.
You got
yeah,
nothing else?
I think just like with historical movies they can be weird, like, and historical fiction movies, and like the blurring of like taking reality and then like changing so much of it. Glorious Bastards is a big exception, obviously, to this, but like
Those
I don't know,
are
I
two
find it
different
pretty
types
weird.
of movies. in
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
that way.
totally. Yeah, no,
One's
they are
a-
different.
Yeah, one like this was.
This is
I don't
like
know, the
they
tone
want
was-
you
yeah.
they want you to believe that it's history, sort of.
Yeah.
Whereas like Inglorious Bastards is like
That's a
we're-
good
We're
point.
doing an alternate history.
That's a good point
Yeah.
because it's so far in the past that people probably forget about that. But if you made a movie about like 9/11 and did some of the same shit that the people did in Gladiator to like retell the story,
People would be.
people would be furious. so that's
that's
actually a really good point I never thought about. Because for me,
A few people were pissed. A couple Roman experts were pissed and walked
They
off
walked
the
off
set.
the set. A lot of people finished their work because they're
Fucking nerds.
they work, but they said don't put my name in the credits.
really, I didn't know that.
Because they didn't want to be associated.
Holy
with it.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Patriot had something similar too.
Oh god. Yeah. Braveheart.
Well,
I can't wait to watch Braveheart again. That's
Yeah,
one
so-
that
Is it on
I
here?
will always need an excuse. Yeah. To watch again, but
it's such a long movie.
yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's good.
Never seen that. Patriot.
Actually, it was good 10 years ago when I watched it.
Yeah.
Or I
Mel
guess 8
Gibson
years
doesn't
ago,
age.
but, yeah.
Well,
He's so hot too.
Kanye West's favorite actor.
yeah. All right, guys. So, have you flipped?
Yeah, he did.
It's so hard because I don't want to watch either movie.
Wait, so for round 2, do we have to rewatch Toy Story?
Yes.
Okay.
I think rewatch any movie
if
that
you feel
still
the need
doesn't
to.
feel fresh. Yeah.
Guys, we're being recorded.
Cut 2?
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I've
we'll-
watched
I'll
all
watch
these
every
movies
single
already.
one twice. I'll
Thank
watch
you.
The Winner
We're
6
we're
times.
about honesty
Here at the Huge Movie
Yeah, I'll
Podcast.
definitely watch Avengers. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we're improvising.
The one movie no one has to watch is Citizen Kane. Fuck
Yeah.
Citizen Kane.
we
Kane.
I'm torn on that one whether we should not watch it and just shit on it.
No, we should
Or
have.
actually watch it to shit on everything.
I
every
think-
little element. Of
I
it.
think we
gonna
make that our
watch it.
first
and make it
live
like a
stream.
4-hour epic.
I think we
will
make
still
that our
watch
first live stream.
Oh, watch along. Oh
I've
my
never
God, yeah.
I've never seen it ever.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's not surprising, and you're not missing anything.
I don't know if you should. If you haven't yet, you should avoid it.
What if I love it?
If I will bet you won't.
Jack, there's-
whatever you want.
Dude,
to
he
feel like
liked
you
Vertigo.
guys are hardcore movie critics.
He
and
liked
I'm just
Vertigo.
Like, let's go.
Dude,
Vertigo
It's
actually
not
has
gonna
a
be like
fucking
that.
story.
I'm up in the air whether or not Jack will like it. Honestly.
All right,
Wild card.
From 1 to Hellboy. How much is it like Hellboy?
7. What does that
Really?
mean?
Yeah.
Your favorite movie's Hellboy.
You like Hellboy? No. I've never really
Then
seen
why is the
it,
poster
but
hanging in
sometimes
your room?
It was a gift.
Why is
From
it
yourself?
Your phone background.
Why do you always wear that T-shirt?
Stop reading my diaries. All right.
Hellboy's my daddy on his t-shirt. I had to stop going out with
Is IZ daddy?
All right, so let's do one more thing about the matchup.
You're not the only thing that's big and red.
Jack, shut the fuck up.
Calm down.
God damn it.
Chris has reached his breaking point.
I'm sticking with Gladiator.
Well, then
We're right back where the fuck we were.
the tournament's over, guys. Thank you.
Can we flip a coin?
No,
Do we fight to the death for it?
You know what
Yes.
happens.
You know what?
If there's a tie, we got to break a plate.
If I break it down, one
Mazel.
thing. Fuck it, Toy Story. It's for the soundtrack.
The claws are master.
We are eternally grateful.
For the soundtrack.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm good to flip the coin though too.
I think we're gonna pass.
Not
Honestly,
Toy
like
Story.
crazy. I did not expect it to be this close.
No.
Right? I'm still, I think Gladiator should be moving on, but you guys have made up your choice. Huge upset. The 90 seed breaks a 30 seed,
And it's not an old movie.
and it's not an old movie, and it's an animated movie. Insane. So let's see what we got. Congratulations, Toy Story. Good job, guys.
So
Gladiators,
Toy Story
sorry.
is going to be up.
Gladiators.
next.
I cannot say it, dude.
That was genuine.
I cannot say it.
Toy Story faces in round 2 though. Terminator 2.
Interesting.
Oh my god.
That's going to be another real tough one.
What a slaughter.
yeah.
I love Terminator 2.
I'm not even gonna say. It. Everyone knows I haven't seen any of these.
So let's go through the matchups and see what we want to do for next week.
What about Joker and Aliens?
I kind of like that one better.
Oh, so
Jokers.
yeah.
Joker.
Joker's an alien.
The
Joker
Impractical
was-
Jokers.
Joker's an alien.
I saw Joker recently.
Dude,
and
that one's gonna be
movie
tough.
Was really good.
Yeah, let's see that. What's the seeds on those?
56 and 73.
Okay.
Joker's the higher seed.
So if you guys are
Oh,
following
that's
along,
aliens, not alien.
that's going to be tough because now I'm talking about two different movies if I fuck up.
aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen Aliens.
Chris is plural. I'm,
good.
I'm singular.
I might have to watch Alien before I watch Aliens.
I would.
Yeah.
I just did it recently. They're both
Okay.
pretty good. You don't have to, but it's nice.
I just
Oh
have.
wait, this is the Sigourney Weaver one?
Yeah.
They're both
I-
Sigourney Weaver.
Wait, is this a sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They named the sequel, they just pluralized
Yeah.
it for the sequel?
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. The Joker wins.
All right, so you guys are following along. Next week we're gonna do, Joker versus Aliens. Not a mistake by me. Intentionally pluralized. It's a different movie. So yeah, any last words, anyone?
I mean, just fuck Citizen Kane.
Fuck Citizen Kane.
Yep.
As always, join the bracket at the link right there. And see you guys next time.
Later.